George Michael and Mary J. Blige on BBC Radio Oxford as it's Friday morning, nearly 20 past 11. So, of course, it's Friday. That means a load of new movies come out today. And that means it's time to catch up with movie critic Van Connor, who comes on the show every single Friday to talk about some of the movies he's seen in the week and basically let us know if it's worth watching them or not. Please welcome back to the show, Van Connor. Good morning, Van.
Good morning, Mr. Ball. How are you doing this week, sir?
Really good, thank you very much. Now, you've had a busy week with movies and interviewing as well, Van, which will...
And interview every now and again, they entrust me to talk to other humans. I'm shocked too.
So you have spoken to one of the writers and producers of one of the movies for this week.
Well, co-writer and director.
Oh, there we go. I knew I'd get it round the wrong way.
I won't bury a lead on that because it's a good one. We'll get to it. And I'm a huge fan of the guy, so it was a big moment for me. But look, we've got to talk first about something that I'm not particularly a fan of. And I know I would have thought that some people were fans, but it turned out to be very difficult to find a fan of this. So, first movie we've got out this week is called Borderlands. It's a new movie by Eli Roth. So, co-written by, directed by Eli Roth. Stars Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, bevy of it, Jamie Lee Curtis, bevy of stars. It's based on a PlayStation game of the same name. I don't know this game. Okay, I'm 41 years old. I've never played Borderlands in my life.
Same.
Would have thought that I had a friend or two that knew it. Turns out I don't, no. So this is like a post-apocalyptic, alien world that looks like Mad Max, and you've got all these disparate characters who are all like bounty hunters and things, and they're all in a race to see who can get to this lost cave of alien technology and treasures first. I think that's the plot, because the movie's kind of a bloody mess. I've got a clip for you. See if you can make heads or tails of it.
Legend has it that there's this massive treasure hidden in some secret vault. And if you go hunting for it, you'd better take any help you can get. Because it's on the weirdest, most dangerous dumpster fire of a world in the universe. God, I hate this planet.
What is that smell?
Put the window up.
I don't want to. Roll the window up.
It's Pete.
It's in my mouth.
I mean, it sounds like it's got a half-decent soundtrack.
Yeah, you know what? There's an attempt in there to give it some Guardians of the Galaxy style pizzazz, with the soundtrack and the sort of flair of it. It doesn't work though. The film is it's an movie. It's uninteresting, uninvolving, unengaging. Everything about it is You know what I mean? It's an movie. Apparently, I think a friend of mine sent me a message this morning. Apparently, it's sitting at 3% on Rotten Tomatoes.
3?
And I'll be really honest.
Wow.
3% aggregate score. I'm like, that actually makes all the sense in the universe, because this thing is complete rubbish. It's one of those, come back Gran Turismo, all is forgiven. In terms of really bad movies made out of PlayStation games the last couple of years, I thought we'd struggle to top Gran Turismo. No. Leave it to Eli Roth. Nobody but Eli Roth could have turned out quite as pungent as this.
Why has nobody made a movie from the computer game Street Fighter?
They have. They've made several of those. We had the Van Damme one in 94. We had the Kristen Kruk one in about 2009. We've had countless animated.
Were they based on the game then, were they?
Yeah, totally. The last one, 2009, was The Legend of Chun-Li. I will get you a screen link.
I missed these, because I would have loved to watch those. I was thinking, Dalsim and Chun-Li and all those characters from that game, I'd be well into.
You mean you've lived this long and never seen Ming-Na Wen play Chun-Li opposite Van Damme and Kylie Minogue?
Absolutely.
What on earth have you been... Kylie Minogue was in a Street Fighter movie, my friend. We're off topic. Anyway, but Street Fighter, every version of Street Fighter is better than Borderlands. Borderlands is rubbish. Don't see Borderlands. That's the take.
All right, well, there's the take on the first one. The next movie we're looking at is Duchess. So I'll hand this over to you, Van, because you had your 10, 15-minute interview time that you just fanboyed about, really, basically.
I did, massively. I'm not ashamed to admit I fanboyed the hell out of it. So, new movie, co-written by and directed by Neil Marshall, director of Dog Soldiers, The Descent, Centurion, Doomsday, the god-awful Hellboy reboot from 4 years ago. we don't talk about that one. I got to sit down with him this week, and this was a massive fanboy moment for me. So before we talk about it, I'm going to let him describe to you where the concept for his new movie came from. Before I tell you what it's about, I'll let Neil Marshall give you a bit of a descriptor.
Charlotte and I came up with the whole concept of Duchess together, and it was always the case that, it was going to be about a female character taking over the organization and getting revenge and such like. The initial concept was born over, I think it was a Chinese meal at some point.
As all good things are.
As they are, yeah, which was the notion of a female Scarface. As being a huge fan of that movie, was like, well, what about a female gangster movie?
Well, it's good to know that these writers are just like us, getting good ideas over a beer and a Chinese, maybe.
Exactly that, yeah. Order a Chinese, come up with a movie. And to be fair, this Duchess does feel like a kind of movie you would have come up with over a Chinese meal. So it stars Charlotte Kirk, who is both Neil Marshall's on and off-screen partner and co-writer here. She is Scarlett. She's a sort of Essex girl pickpocket who's kind of a kickboxer as well. Meets a rich, handsome Prince Charming type, played by Philip Winchester from Strike Back, who it turns out is a diamond dealer. He imports diamonds from Africa and sells them on the black market. And his job kind of catches up with him. He is violently attacked. They are violently attacked, and he is killed. And his business is sort of snaked out from under him by the competition. Scarlett, however, survives the attack, and adopting the moniker that she's given by his friends of Duchess, sets out on a one-woman killing spree. I've got a clip for you. You will hear, if you're really eagle-eyed in here, you'll hear Stephanie Beacham as well for the 80s aficionados out there. So this is Duchess.
It's not enough to be as good as a man. You have to be twice as ruthless. Oi.
Nicely done, Duchess. Duchess. She handled that with grace.
Real power can never be given. It has to be taken.
You've got some balls on you, princess.
It's Duchess.
Well, it's got some action in it, that's for sure.
It has. It really has. Because it's partly sex, it's half set in Britain and half set in Tenerife. So you feel a lot of sexy beast to it. Right. There's a lot of Ray Winston's sexy beast kind of energy going through this. It is violent. It is nasty. It's complete trash. But it's Neil Marshall trash. And Neil Marshall trash is very, very fun. Like, nobody quite does that level of gleeful, anarchic violence quite like Neil Marshall. And this is, I'd say, it's not his best movie. It's not even in his top 5 movies, but it's a good time. It's a bit of good fun. This is in cinemas from today, and I believe is on digital on Monday, so you can see this either way. I actually think if you can see this on a screen, it's a perfect, action movie night out with your friends kind of a movie. It's a good one to see over the weekend. And, if you want to go for a beer and a Chinese, I can't think of a better film that'll fit. Also, Charlotte Kirk is... She's quite a presence in this, so bear in mind she's co-written this, so she knows she's fully weaponized this character herself.
Yeah.
And she's basically cut with Cat Slater, the action hero. Is the best way I can describe this.
I love that. I love it. Cat Slater as an action hero. If you like the thought of that, then go and see Duchess, basically, is what you're saying.
Exactly that. Yeah, good time. And also Sean Pertwee's in it. And if you've got Sean Pertwee in a Neil Marshall movie, you have my ticket money, sir, every time.
Well, if you want to see either of those movies this weekend, you can see Duchess in select cinemas. But as Van said, it's out on streaming from Monday. I think that's on Apple, isn't it, Van?
I'm not sure. I think it's on digital platforms, your usual stores where you pay to rent for a certain amount.
You can rent it for a few quid, yep. And if you do want to see Borderlands, it's at Curzon, Odeon and View Cinemas in Oxford, as well as Cineworld Witney and Didcot and View in Bicester as well, if you want to go and see Borderlands and ignore what Van said.
Well, just as a public service announcement, it is worth noting Twisters is still on general release and Deadpool is making all the money in the world. So maybe don't see Borderlands. It's just my suggestion.
Amazing. All right. Well, thank you, Van. Anything to look forward to for next week? Are there any biggies that you know of yet that you're getting to see?
We're going back into space next week. It's the return of the Alien
Alien!
series, Alien Romulus. Yeah.
Yes, Alien. I'm so looking forward to hearing what you have to say about that one. We will find out same time on Friday next week. Until then, thank you, Van. Have a lovely weekend, all right?
Till the next time, good sir.